Excuse me. Wow. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's showtime. Hi, guys. I'm going to start a new long-form series of streams. I'm going to level a character all the way up from the beginning. Now, I won't get to the storyline until next week because I want the free key at level 10, and I've already done a key farm this week. So, you know. It's going to be a Char, male, guardian, a Chardian, if you will. Good evening to whoever's joined me. We'll start with random, and then I will tune from there. I actually kind of like that face. I think I'm okay with pretty much the whole damn thing, actually, much to my surprise and shock. We'll make him shorter. I prefer shorter characters. They're doing things like jumping puzzles and the like. The physique looks fine. He's a chonker. I know absolutely no one who falls into that description. Liar. We will check the fur color. Which one is it right now? It's sort of a very dark. And if we take a look at it, maybe the gray. As someone who is gray. No. Yeah, the white face. Make him look really old. Again, not like anyone I personally know. Yeah, now we're talking. That works for me. The face I like. Knock knocks. Good evening. And or morning. The horns I'm good. They look well used. The face details, we can't even really see his eyes, which I kind of like. What's it currently set at? It's currently set at black. That's why we can't really see his eyes. He looks like a tired old fellow, you know? And I'm good with that. I actually like everything about the character. A little tuning on the coloring of the fur, and other than that, I actually like that rather a lot. Let's see, Matt. No, Matt and Ebony. There we are, Matt, Ebony, and then we'll, for a splash of color, sure, Apricot. Matt, Ebony, Apricot. I think we'd actually rather have it the other way. Matt and Ebony. Yeah, that's better. Matt, Ebony, and Apricot. And shoulders. Matt, Ebony, and Apricot. And there we have his starting colors. Trying to get sleepy, so I guess it's night. Well, if you're looking for me to bore you to tears, I got you covered. We'll go with the shoulders. And he's going to be Dignitas. That's a word now. I've just made it up. Blood, ash, or iron? We'll go with iron. Let's see. Maverick, the best single combat. Wild streak. Nah, I'm not going to hang around something like that. Loyal soldier, stubborn. Yeah, that sounds right. Uriale. Tell me the soldier that sired me was a sorceress shaman. And so I have become a protector with the light. I don't think it's going to fit. Need one more letter. It fits! Tears already covered by your wife's working hours, but thanks for the offer. Yeah. Well, I hope she's okay with the hours she's working. Caraxus Scriptbane. He was so inoffensive and friendly and welcoming as a cub, they said he couldn't kill a Scrit. And that's how he got the name Caraxus Scriptbane. And it even fit. Probably right on the nose. Let's see.
I am a Char.
R-A-X-X-U-S space.
In this world of constant battle, I am the deadliest weapon of all.
I-T-T-B-A-N-E. 19.
I respect no authority, but
18
the
a day for
fist
2
of my
straight
legion.
years.
With engines of destruction,
Is
we have
she
killed our
insane?
gods.
Or are you just that insufferable to live with?
We reclaimed our homeland of Ascalon, and we planted victory banners on the graves of our enemies. Yet,
Mind you, those two are not
if we
necessarily
waver,
mutually exclusive.
it could slip through our claws. Victory at any cost.
I'm kidding, of course. As far as you know.
The Iron Legion's war cry can be heard in the churning of gears and the roaring of siege
I
engines.
can't even imagine.
I serve the Iron Legion. I build the future. I forge the weapons of Char supremacy.
I mean, I pulled a couple of 80-hour weeks
I've earned the
in
respect
my
of my
day
comrades and forged alliances I can call on in times of need.
doing things like moving
My Legion values
computer
innovative
rooms
solutions.
from one location to
Efficient
another.
execution. Like our steel, we do not bend.
That's an
Centuries
enormous
ago,
amount of determination.
Humans stole Ascalon from the Iron Legion.
Relentless
They have paid for
determination.
that crime in blood, but the usurpers fight us even in death. Today, the combined armies of the Black Citadel will assault the ghosts that plague Iron Legion territory. I've been assigned to reinforce the bulwark. Let the Ash Legion strike from the shadows. Let the Blood Legion die on the field. I am part of the machine. This is my story.
Caraxus Scriptbane. I have a new ring.
That looks valuable.
So I will not be doing the storyline on this character until next week. Because next week I'll be able to get a key for it. But eventually I'm going to do the entire storyline on this character. Through the whole bloody thing. Yeah, and before that she only worked 12 hours a day with 3 jobs. Okay, I'm sticking with the insane part.
Over here, soldier.
And also the determined part. It may sound dumb, but I hope she at least loves what she's doing. There's a character named Xbox Meme Tablet.
Pay attention to me.
Centurion Gracchus Chris Knife. I thought a Chris Knife was only occurred in Doom.
Me up so I can die fighting.
Well, yeah,
help,
she
soldier.
does. You do not. That is
Tribune
an
Brimstone's
entirely
ordered me to
understandable
recruit.
attitude.
Too torn up to make it. What's so important that the Blood Legion Tribune is there?
Ghost of Duke Beriton is far more powerful than we thought. His army just broke through our defenses. Ridlock's about to fight him head-on. If he succeeds, it'll be weeks before the Ghost reforms, and we can rebuild our perimeter.
On my way.
I think this will be my 5th Guardian. One of each race. I'm insane. Enough about me. What are you doing tonight? I'm starting a new character, and I'm going to run him through all the content.
Hurry! Tribune Brimstone's fighting Duke Baradin. His orders are...
Eventually. Not tonight.
Best fight in weeks. You go on. I'll be right behind you.
It's a long-term project, obviously. I'm going to assume I'm the only one here. There was another player outside. I am indeed the only one here. No, there is somebody else here. Hazard Ultra. Hazard Ultra. I'm going to guess that's pronounced.
Dig in and stand fast!
I was a little bit shocked and surprised to see how much of the stuff I talked about in reference to the expansion actually being relevant. I wanted housing. We got housing. About the raid, I had an idea that they should probably just do it as 3 strike missions, 3 or 4 strike missions, and then put them together with some additional in-between glue. Instead, they went even easier on it. They're going to have the raids be available in World Boss format. Guardian is my most played class. It's the class I am most comfortable with. Favorite, I would say probably. For a long time, it was the most powerful class. In my case, that wasn't a factor.
You lost this war long ago, and we'll kill you until you get the point.
Because I didn't play much. Firebrand was really the strongest spec in the game for a long time. And I didn't play much at all on my main. My main has been using two-handed sword forever. And when the first elite spec came out, Dragon Hunter, since then he's been using longbow and greatsword the entire time.
Report back to Smokestead.
And even when that was a terrible spec, it was a spec I knew I could play reasonably well. There aren't a lot of specs where I feel comfortable with, and I do playing those.
I heard what you did down in that crypt, soldier. Impressive.
Tribune Brimstone was calling the shots.
I've done all the
Just did
content
my job.
on my main,
Don't sell
who
yourself
is the second character I
short.
ever
You were part of the
created.
team that took down Baradin and
A
stopped
Guardian.
the ghost
He's been the
assault.
Dragon Hunter
Smokestead is safe now, and you helped make it that way.
since Heart of Thorns.
People are still on edge, though. It'd help if they saw someone like you making the rounds, lending a hand.
One of the reasons I chose it this time
The quicker we get this
is
place squared away,
I'll
the
be
sooner
able
the
to
Legions can get back
play
to business.
pistol,
You can
and
help.
sword,
I'd rather
sword
have volunteers.
for leveling.
But if I have
And
to
that
issue
seems
an
like that'll
order,
be fun.
I will.
That won't be necessary, Legionnaire. I hereby volunteer.
I mean, not initially, but eventually I'll get swords and pistols, and I'll be able to play pistol, and sword.
If you live long enough, you'll get plenty of both.
But for now, map completion. What's your most played? Now, Nod Knox if a Guardian is your least.
Hey, come talk to me.
Since his character is a keeper, I will take the time to choose his mounts. Let's see. Well, that one's the most char looking, so we'll go with that. We'll go with the mechanical looking one as well. Like playing your Scourge Necro the most. I've played a lot of Necro. Necro is probably my second most played. Some Scourge, mostly in, again, the Heart of Thorns spec of Reaper. I also have played a good amount of Harbinger as well. Played a little bit of the Sword with that. That seemed fun too. You got new meds, really scares you, having arrhythmia and sleepless nights. Yeah, that's pretty unpleasant. Warrior with 2 axes and rifle or bow. Double axe warrior is definitely my favorite warrior spec. Also, really, really enjoy it for hunter as well. We can work on the dies for these later on. We're getting. I did not predict the Warclaw changes that are coming in the expansion. That's a surprise. The Warclaw will be getting new PvE stuff, and will also be available within the spec or within the expansion, I believe. That thing's terrifying looking. We'll go with that. That, and then we have no turtle skins. For the glider, this one we will die.
You'll get plenty of both.
I think we will use the Inquest chair as my glider. I'll need to dye that. I'll leave the other dyes for later. The Inquest chair by default. Boring. We can't have that. We can't have boring. That's a bit much. Probably not red. The red is more the Inquest thing. Where's my darkness? Grave might work. Darkness. Where's darkness? Damn it. One of these days I'm going to have to actually favorite stuff. Yeah, that works. There we go. Did the dot spec for Hunter. Can't remember which that would be. Never played all that much Hunter. Can I?
Maybe you'll think twice next
I don't get any progress for greeting the cows the way you do in the human starting zone.
Strong.
The new double maces for Hunter, Ranger, I should say. Hunter. You made me say it. I wasn't going to say it. For Ranger is also a lot of fun. I like that one. One of the things I was hoping for, ever since they announced how the expansion for Secrets of the Obscure was going to work, with a new weapon available, but no new, with a new weapon available, but no new specs, no elite specs. People on Reddit have been asking, what sort of weapon would you like to see the classes get next? And my response from day one has been land spears for everyone. Guess what we're getting? Answer, land spears for everyone in the expansion. So I wanted housing. I wanted land spears for everyone. I wanted the raid to be more accessible by having it broken up into strikes that were connected together in the raid. Instead, we're getting the raid being accessible as world bosses. There were like 2 other things that I actually got what I wanted. Or what I was hoping for. The big one, obviously, housing for me. I am a big fan of housing in games now. There was a thread on Reddit saying, I don't understand why is this a big deal for people. What I have found in many years of playing MMOs is that it is very, very much a hit or miss prospect, housing. It's sticky as hell with a lot of players, but a lot of players care absolutely nothing about housing. The housing in ESO I've heard pretty good things about. I can speak to how good the housing is or was in Star Wars Galaxies,
Rely on iron, not false gods.
EverQuest 2, WildStar, and Rift. EverQuest 2 and Star Wars Galaxies had very similar systems, so I grouped them together, and then Rift and WildStar also had incredible housing.
And that's how it's done.
You get a grappling hook, you get a grappling hook, everybody get a grappling hook. Yeah, grappling hook obviously would be nice. I would be totally down with a grappling hook as well.
You look smarter than most.
We have gauntlets. And as is tradition around here, when I'm leveling up a new character, every time I get a new item of attire, we randomize the dyes. That's not too terrible. We've got lava, pastel sea, and pastel violet. Wow. 2 different flavors of pastel. A lot of people running tonight. Running around here in the starting map for the char. That care 0 for it. Yeah, it is very much a hit or miss. People love it or they care nothing about it. Had a couple hundred hours in this beauty. Such a shame it's dead. Wildstar, yeah.
Rely on I, not
There is a move to try and bring it back. Wildstar, they have the housing working, the movement is working. I think the player skills are working. They don't, but it's completely passive. They don't have any like enemy stuff working or anything like that. Quests, that kind of stuff. Spears and more world bosses. Well, especially I like the world bosses being raid bosses. What I'm curious about is, will those raid bosses give you the raid boss materials for making legendaries? I hope so, and I think it's very possible because they want, I think, legendaries, aspirational stuff to be available to more players. So I think it's very possible that you'll get the same raid materials from the new system that you get from the current raid system. I will help them defeat Centurion Titus Gearclaw. There. I help people. I'm a helper. But we just got another item of attire, and you know what that means. That's right. Deep teal, walnut, and midnight green. The teal's pretty nice.
Attack! Yes.
We're all here fighting for the same cannons. I'm pleased with spears for a couple reasons. First, it never made sense to me that it was only a water weapon, and in MMOs, historically, they don't do anything with spears, most of them. Which is weird and dumb because spears are the most used weapon throughout pre-gun history. I mean, Latro has them, but there are only a couple classes that really were likely to use them. But I'm very pleased with that. I think the new system where it's going to be the initial 2 maps will come out with the expansion, and then the first patch will be additional stuff for the already existing map. And then the 3rd map will appear in the 2nd and 3rd content patches. I think it's a much better system because I was extremely unhappy with the conclusion, the last episode for Secrets of the Obscure. I thought it was the 2nd worst piece of content they've ever done. The worst being the Gala Delve Tunnel, if you're familiar with that. Do I get credit for? I don't think so.
regression.
I don't think I get any progress. No, no progression. Going to put you up on the TV and grab a midnight snack in the hopes of sleep later. I will require being informed as to the nature of the snack because I am inherently a snacker. I could live off snacks. I would become inflated like a balloon, but I could do it. So my intent here is to level this character up over the course of months. Go through all of the content. Well, except the dungeons, raids, and strikes, most likely. New shoes, and as we have clearly established our rules, we're going to say goodbye to these colors and hello. It's okay. Tungsten, midnight blue, and frost. My major problem is the matching pants and chest piece. The colors are reversed, where the sleeves and legs are reversed, have opposite colors, and the chest and cuisses have the opposite colors. Yeah, all expansions in the living world. Exactly. Very long project. It's just... It gives me something to do if I don't have anything pressing. Like there's no new game, no new content. I'll have something I know that I'm doing every day. Oh, nothing special available. Back to leveling up. Caraxis Scritbane. And another thing completed. Alternative fajita chicken replacing roast beef. Ooh. Roast beef and strawberry and melon soft drink. Strawberry and melon sounds good. Depending on the specific melon. And you can't go wrong with a roast beef sandwich. It's a rat trap. It's a suicide rap. Because, baby, we were born to run. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Fajita chicken would also be good. Now you've got me thinking. The roast beef can be as good cold as it is hot. I think the chicken would probably be better heated up. But that's a me thing. See, I told you. Get me started on food.
Regression.
Oh, I hate oozes so much. I spend so much time freaking dodging. It's not fair.
Calls.
It's not fair.
Thieves spotted. Got them like pigs.
Oh, we've got an event. Well, that'll speed things up. Weapon parts stolen. Oh, it's a longer event. Well, at least I'll be able to whack a bunch of Flame Legion jerks.
Obtain the awesome.
I have defeated enemies. Tier 1.
Regression.
Heart complete. Another level. I will move on. I will either get success if they succeed or fail. It's 5.5 minutes. Better off, at least for advancement's sake, better off doing it more apace, shall we say. Over here, that's right. I will dodge in over the minefield. Frankly, I'm not sure dodging over a minefield is the right choice. I'm just not sure that works out especially well in the long term, you know? these are ever so slightly better than what we're wearing. New dye colors again. That's bright and shiny. Camel, gold, and sulfur. Well, the expansion drops on August 20. We'll see how far I get
Refreshing.
by then in advancing this character. But I expect at various times other games will surface that will hold my interest for some length of time. I am nothing if not a short attention span gamer. You know. Ooh, shiny. Lots of players around here in starting Charville.
Refreshing.
I'm still one short. Yeah, one more thing over here. I need one or maybe two. Hey, fisherman, don't kill my rock drake. There we go. We're complete. Yay, I'll get credit for resing him too. Yay, reviving allies. The greatsword's the obvious choice. Now that is not an item of attire, hence no costuming change. Now, when this map is busy, finishing this heart is difficult. There just aren't enough clickies and mobs. And we've got our first one-handed sword and a rifle, which we sadly cannot use.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
I was manufactured to the highest standards. I don't know about you guys. At least that's what my parents always told me. Leveling is so much easier on a Guardian when you get your two-handed sword. If for no other reason, the two-handed sword is just a beat stick for the Guardian. 342. Much of my Guardian career has been spent wielding the greatsword and hitting 342. 3 is the leap, 4 is the seal, the symbol attack, and then 2 for the spinning, rotating blade of death. Blind. The leap also blinds, which means their first attack is going to miss. So, leap into combat, their first attack misses, you drop the seal to damage them up, and then you spin and most things fall over. Event succeeded. Oh, the tar elementals remaining. Oh. The other event. The 5.5 minute left one. Tar elementals. Tar elementals. Tar elemental. Want to make sure we get in a couple of whacks on a couple of these so we get credit for it.
Tell me you saw that.
You always want to make sure you get credit for any events that are ongoing. I don't think this is actually going to give me progress toward anything, but I'm just a good guy. I bring things... I bring good things to life. I'm like... wow, which product was it that brings good things to life? I don't even remember anymore. Or which company, not product. Alright, well, I've killed a number of elementals. We'll see if we can get in some attacks here on this guy. Yeah, GE, thank you. But I'm a guardian, you know, and we're healers. Granted, I don't think I've healed but a couple of times with any of my other guardians. Event, and we did get the heart done. So, because having enough mobs to kill for this particular heart is difficult, I will leave as soon as I get mine done, so I don't scam anybody else's kills. And thank you for the GE reference. It was indeed them. The old brain. It continues to flush what it considers to be unnecessary data, even if I don't agree with my brain.
Welcome to the
Thank you. Ascalonian peasant ghosts are cowards. Of course, why I would expect them to be anything else. They're peasants. Former peasants. Artists formerly known as peasants. 3, 4, and 2. The key to easy leveling with a guardian. I'll let you hit me twice. But just twice.
I feel
Strong.
strong.
So this is going to be a leisurely series of streams as I run my way through the character. I will get to some places where I will not be enthused about the content I'm going to be doing. There are certain parts of the various Living World seasons and the expansions and stuff that I don't like.
Strong.
Chat bugs a bit when casting to the TV was about to say that the spread on the sandwiches are own goat cream cheese. Oh, jelly flake. Oh. That sounds ridiculously good. Haven't played this in a long time. Has it changed a lot over the years? This is one of the starting areas. This is the very first char zone. So if you didn't play the char, that would explain why you haven't seen it. But game's going strong. They recently had the final content patch for the 4th expansion, and the 5th expansion was announced on Tuesday. And that will be coming in August. They are now on a yearly schedule for smaller expansions. So the new expansion and all the features was just announced on Tuesday. The game has changed a lot of improvements, a lot of additions. Not just the expansions themselves, bigger maps.
The wheel of progress turns.
More storyline and stuff. But also, depending on when you left, you wouldn't have seen elite specializations. Every class has 3 of those now, which are generally more powerful than the core specializations. They also tend to be significantly changing the gameplay on them. So, for instance, this is a Guardian. The first elite specialization that came out was the Dragon Hunter, which was longbow based. The second was, wow, my brain has just turned to cheese whiz. The Torch. That was the Firebrand. A lot of condition damage and healing was, for a very long time, basically the most powerful elite spec or spec in the game. It's still quite good. It's no longer
She falls asleep.
good at everything or best at everything. And then the third one was Willbender, which was which allowed offhand swords and was basically, for at least as far as I'm concerned, a sword spec that had a lot of movement. And historically, Guardians had no real movement skills, and now this specialization gave them a lot. So basically, it added 3 very different ways to play all 9 classes. They've added mounts. The mount system is easily the best. And granted, I am a loyalist of Guild Wars 2, but I have no qualms at all about saying it's the best. It's so good that the latest World of Warcraft expansion, in essence, is based on the flying of the 2 flying mounts in Guild Wars 2. A lot of people, when it was announced, the last WoW expansion, Dragonflight, they went, wow, this flight is amazing. They ought to give raises to the developers who came up with it. And then people are responding on the Blizzard website, oh, Guild Wars 2's team? Now, their implementation has some small differences, but not a bunch. And it's good, and I like what they've done with it in WoW, in that they've used it as a reason to make the maps much larger, because you're now traveling much faster. And Blizzard specifically, but in general, game developers have always borrowed a lot from other games, as, realistically they should.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Another heart complete. Another level complete. And again, depending on when you left Guild Wars 2, the original core game that you would have played back then is now free to play.
Smells like trouble.
The expansions have to be purchased. Guild War 2 is available to you for after the night shift. After all, you sold Young City of Heroes once. Great. I would love to hear, like it or not. As long as you've got, your reasons to share. I love to hear what people agreed with or don't agree with in my criticisms. Because there are things in the game, even though I have 4,500 hours in it, that drive me fucking crazy. Not to put too fine a point on it, they drive me nuts. I forgot, we got a POI and I think a waypoint further back here. Now, a lot of people will tell you that Guild Wars 2 is casual, and I don't agree. Guild Wars 2 can absolutely be played as a casual game. But you can play it as seriously as you want to as well. One of the things that makes it so good for a casual game player is the horizontal progression. A lot of people don't understand what horizontal progression is. In WoW, and mind you, it's not one of the things, not something I dislike about WoW. There is, every time there's a new expansion, there's the new race, to get the new gear, get any new skills, go through the storyline, all that stuff. Okay? Again, that's not a bad thing. But Guild Wars 2 has had the same level cap since it launched 11 years ago. The level cap is still 80. So if you leave the game for years or months and come back, you're no further behind or than you were if you were behind. And if you'd reached, end game kind of level and gearing, all of that stuff is still relevant.
Strong.
They added one additional tier of quality gear called Ascended, which is the same stats as Legendary gear, but Legendary gear has quality of life stuff included. But other than that, if you had exotic quality weapons and armor when you left the game a year after its launch and you come back now, you can do all of the content with that gear except the most bleeding edge of multiplayer content or the very top tier of fractals, which are sort of like dungeons. All of the rest of it can be done with the same gear you would have had 10 years ago. So the horizontal progression is including things like masteries for the mount system and stuff. So your mounts have additional abilities. Most of it has no real combat relevance at all. In some cases, it's specific to the expansion. Most of the time, it has some use. So, for instance, all of the mount masteries are used everywhere. The glider mastery can be used everywhere. So that's the horizontal stuff. There's some masteries for Central Tyria. And then each expansion has its own batch of masteries.
It's easy when you know how.
And they may make things a little easier for you. For instance, different kinds of mount abilities.
I've squished.
But it's not going to make a big difference to your basic gameplay.
Spectral warband, teaching hard lessons to the enemy. Yeah.
That was very nice to get that event for this heart, as this heart is very, very time consuming if you don't get that event to show up. I missed that one, that POI. We're heading back for it. We don't get the POI even though we went here in the prologue. Pardon me, Uzes. Pardon me. Just coming through. Don't mind me. And that was rather rude. I mean, I'm just passing through. It's not my fault. You have a point of interest in here, and I can't do map completion if I don't point at the interest. That's done. So the way I normally level up characters is by map completions. And in this case, I won't be running the storyline stuff until next week at the earliest. Because I've already done a key farm this week. And so I wouldn't get another key. And I want keys, because keys are fun. All right. The ghost with the boat. The ghost with the most, baby. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Spooters.
I feel
Strong.
strong.
Spider eggs. Spider eggs. Spooters, spooters everywhere. And now they're gone. New gauntlets. As we have now well established. New item of attire means new dies. We've got enameled sky, plum, and crush. Spooter. Spooter. Oh, look, they sat down beside me. Sort of. Spooter. Spooter. Poor little spiders. I'm not a arachnophobe. I am an entomophobe, but not an arachnophobe. So, you know, spiders gotta go for the quest, then spiders gotta go for the quest.
I feel
Strong.
strong.
Strictly played PoE with a sprinkle of Last Epoch. Well, I can't argue with those choices. I've got a shitload of hours in both of them. I think you played back in mid-2018, enjoyed the little you played. You got addicted to D3 and PoE and you haven't been back. Well, I mean, there's always the dead time at the end of every PoE league. This time it's notably longer than usual. And I've certainly played more than for, I don't know, like the first 20-odd seasons or something of D3. I played every one of them, and then I missed a couple, and I came back for a couple more later. So I've played a bunch of D3 as well, obviously. Hell, I was even playing D4. The changes in D4 have significantly improved the game. It's still not very deep, but I played it with sort of the same attitude I played D3 with. Have a little fun for a bit and, you know, accept the game for what it is. Another 6 weeks left. Yeah. It's funny, last PoE League, not the current one, the previous one, was the most I've played PoE in probably 2 or 3 years. Basically since Arch Nemesis was added to the core game.
They come for the wall as we speak.
I hadn't played. Because I'm really not a fan of the changes they made with Arch Nemesis. But last season, for whatever reason, I played a shitload. I played like 6 characters into yellow maps. Couldn't bring yourself to buy D4 just yet. I can't blame you at all. Right now, I would not recommend it. If you haven't already purchased it, it's way better than it was. The phrase I used when my friends asked me is, one of them asked, he said he heard that they fixed gearing and solved gearing. I said they've solved it, they haven't fixed it. The game is the system is working for the most part. It's improved now. You don't feel as badly hampered by how difficult it is to get good gear and all that stuff, but they haven't solved it yet because now all of the rare quality gear, the yellow stuff, is essentially worthless. Did I miss something? I missed it over here. So, keep an eye on it. See what the next season brings for D4. This season basically had no real league mechanic, no seasonal mechanic, other than we've mostly fixed the gearing problems, and that's no small thing. Keep watching and hoping it gets where you can justify own it. We'll see where the next season comes.
A soldier is only...
The first season was terrible. The second season was a big improvement, even though the gearing was still crap. The third season was catastrophically bad. The fourth season, they have shown that they now have a path to fix gearing. That's why I kind of differentiate between solving the problem and fixing the problem. I think they have largely found the solutions, but they haven't fixed it yet. While I certainly get a good degree of schadenfreude from watching them continually fail, yeah, I want games. I want more ARPGs I like. I want more MMOs I like. And the more of them that succeed, the more likely more are going to be made. So that's kind of my logic behind it. I selfishly want them to succeed, not for their benefit, but for mine. Although you could really see that most of the decision makers on Diablo 4 from the beginning were not ARPG players, because some of the mistakes they made, they had to solved problems, because they brought back things that had previously nobody had problems with for years. You know, and it would be, well, I mean, you saw a similar problem actually with New World, in that the guys in charge of New World, it wasn't clear they'd ever really gotten into MMOs at all, because some of the mistakes they made were so blindingly obvious. Oh, new chest piece. Better new chest piece. So we'll see which one of those we like the colors for better. I can use that as well. We're up to 10. Right. Dyes. Yeah, I'm fine with that. We've got Malt, Stone, and Mint Breeze. Yeah. It's true for both of them. But I mean, particularly in the case of New World, a lot of it was really inexplicable to me, because they had duping bugs, they had unsanitized chat where people could drop pictures that would show up in chat, for example. You know, these are, I mean, you know, these are not new problems. They're problems other MMOs have had over the years, and everyone knew the things you've got to do to avoid having them happen again. This is Harpies, right? Harpies, level 15. I'm not level 15 yet. That would be difficult. I will head down this way. You know, not sanitizing your chat inputs. That is like, that's the kind of thing you learn in your first junior college computer science class. Is about sanitizing inputs.
Hey, over here.
Spirit weapon training is usually what we go with to start. And the whirly swords are good. But as an example for how, one of the things that Blizzard's, the D4 team, didn't understand, that any ARPG player would automatically understand, is ARPG players hate running around through an empty map. And what did they do? They built the primary end game activity to be the nightmare dungeons that require you to run around through empty maps. You would have to fight your way to 2 or 3 places and grab an item and then run it back to a central location through no monsters. Mob density and lots of loot. That's the keys right there. You want success with an ARPG, you gotta have some amount of those things. And Nightmare Dungeons didn't. Nightmare Dungeons were just not good. They're still not good. I've been watching Datmod's playing a fair chunk lately of D4. And he's echoing the statement I made from when D4 launched, that the endgame content, the Nightmare Dungeons, were literally the worst part of the game. I didn't like the dungeons at all, but the Nightmare Dungeons in particular were bad. You know, but anyone who's ever played an ARPG would know that, you know, you don't want dead space that the players are running through. That's just like antithetical. I mean, you could have another game that failed the other way, which was Magic Legends. I got into the beta for that pretty early, and I informed them, guys, you need loot in this game. This game must have loot. You're selling it as an ARPG, you got no loot, nobody's going to want to play it. And they added in a bunch of not very significant loot. Not even a bunch. They added a little not very significant loot into the game, and the game died. It was DOA. Continuing the thread of Datmods, I believe Datmods said it was the worst ARPG he'd ever played. That's not a good start for your game, guys. Are we not done with this yet? I mean, I got the heart complete, but I don't want to leave them here and have the event not finished. Besides, I'm killing lots of things, and that's XP.
Threshold achieved.
Nope, we got more coming.
Strong.
Done yet? No, there's another wave. Screw it. What's wrong with it? It got no loot in it is exactly correct. The gameplay was okay. It could have ended up being good, but initially it was announced as an MMO, and they might have been better following through with the MMO side, because by calling it an ARPG, when you got essentially no freaking loot at all, ARPGs are largely loot-driven exercises. Kill things and loot, like you said. We want lots of things to kill. We want to kill them pretty fast. We want a whole lot of loot, most of which we won't bother picking up, or if we pick up, we'll just sell or deconstruct. Pardon me, guys, just coming through. Don't mind me. Now, to a degree, there's a lot of that same sort of scratching the itch in the brain in a lot of MMOs, especially the more classic WoW-type MMOs, where, you know, you're looking for loot. You're looking to upgrade your gear, increase your eye level, as we now call it. Although Guild Wars 2 generally replaces the loot chase with cosmetic chases.
Strong.
There's a reason we call it Fashion Wars 2. Improved gloves, new dyes, and the new dye colors will be... Oh, that's pretty cool. We've got Shadow Orange. Yes, the one that looks like it's black is actually a very, 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 very dark orange. Grave and black. Wow. Shadow Orange, black, and grave. Actually looks pretty freaking good, I'm going to say. I'm going to go out on a limb and say.
This is the only proper course.
That away, drop that down there. They let me throw these away yet? No. Oh my god. Grab that.
I'm feeling generous. I think I'll find someone who wants a lesson in Blood Legion ferocity.
Bring it on.
Strong.
There, you're stronger. Now get out of my sight.
Yeah, get out of her sight. I think I turned her on, really. She just doesn't want to admit it. Let's see. Where are we at? Where are we at? I missed the hero point down there. I'll take care of that. More XP for using a waypoint. When they added the adventure guide, giving lots and lots of XP for learning the game systems, it really did speed up the time to level requirements. heal up, and let's fight the effigy. Oh. Got it. And we were just here a minute ago. Got another one there. Well, teleports are cheap. And so am I. Wait, that didn't come out right. Doom, 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 doom. Light torches, guide patrols, and thin out the ghosts. I'm the ghost with the most, baby. Another hero point. This is one of the tougher ones.
You lose, I feel. Strong!
They lose. I feel strong. Let's see. Having something in the offhand would be a good idea. In the swap hand, I should say, I guess. We'll go with those. Wake up. Wakey, wakey. Can't be having you dead on duty, soldier. That rat was asking for it. All right, we got torches to light down here. And a dead Iron Legion marksman. Fortunately, he's only mostly dead. If he was entirely dead, the only thing I could do, obviously, would be to go through his pockets looking for loose change. Movie joke.
I feel strong.
I feel invincible. I am woman. No, wait, that's not right. Light the torch. Light the torch. I think we've got everything we can do down here, so we'll just have to murder a couple more of the ghosts outside. And another heart will be complete. Oh, maybe not even that. I'll just res this one, and that might be enough. Hopefully this Plains Worm won't object to me resing his dinner. Apparently it doesn't like him, so it's going to kill him again. Hey, I'm sorry. Best I can offer is 1 res a day. Beyond that, you know, you have to join my club. Well, now we're back where the level 15 harpies were. More or less. Mind you, that's harpies, not herpes, although they're about equally difficult to get rid of. Whoops, Mom decided she wanted to come up and play. Where'd the matriarch go? Whoops, she's back.
Not enough energy.
They have the nastiest noises when they die. It's like, seriously, chill. New pants, you die. I'm keeping these until, for now. I think that just looks cool. It's not perfect, but it's pretty awesome. We'll res this explorer. Me and baby Pancham. I didn't name him, guys. It's not my fault. I promise. All right. One or two more. Oh, another prior explorer. Res may be enough. Indeed it is. We are 62% done with the map. The Ascalonian Catacombs. A new and improved greatsword. Don't mind if I do. A hat. Not quite of the level to be able to wear our new hat yet.
Now I shall break you.
One more level and we'll be able to wear our new hat. People aren't wearing enough hats. That's an obscure movie reference.
Find me a good spot.
I thought I got some hero points. I did. Let's see. I think we'll go through signets for now. We're at level 13. I'm going to actually hold on to my points for now. Oops, something else going on here. Siege team members alive. I think we're close to a vista here. We are. Oh, it's below. Bonk. Because at level 21, we get access to our first spec line. I'd like to be able to drop as many points into that as possible when we get there. necessary, I'll drop a couple points in to get another one when we open up our next utility skill, but I don't remember what level that's at. We've got another vista. And this one's annoying to get to if you don't have a mount. But I have a mount. I have many mounts. Next up, wipe out the ghosts haunting Ascalon City. And we've got a hero point over here. Snap that next. It's a commute. Nope. Water combat. We all love water combat. That was a lie. That was a bare-faced lie.
That's how it's done.
Volume 1 completed. I believe I'm about to get a nice level bump, a couple levels out of this. Stop regenerating, you little jerk. Oh, and these guys come in like it's nothing at all. Like I hadn't just been fighting for my life. Well, it wasn't much of a fight for my life, truth be told. But that's not the point. Not sure what the point is, but that wasn't it. We're currently at 13.08, call it 85, 13.85. We are now at 14.5. So that was worth 2/3 the level, something like that. And we got another hat. We have our choice of hats. That one is plus 6 power. That one is 5 Condi. We're going to take this one. And see how it looks. Dopey. So we'll make it invisible.
I've attained the awesome. I'm good.
And that takes me up to 15 and 0.15. So another level. That does a lot of damage. Hammer's supposed to be really good right now, I think, for Guardian. I think. So we will drop that into the swap slot. We'll wail on things a little bit with that. Sure. Why not? All right. Right, so 2-4-2 is a combo, basically. Or 4-2-4, I should say. 4 hits him with a thing. No, is it 2-4-2? 2-4-2, I think. Actually, is the thing. Ow. Hey, dude, come on, man. I'm just trying to help my friends here. Jeez Louise. Hit him. Okay, I hit him hard. Blocking. Oh, that's more of them than I'm happy with. But I can just swap back into the old two-handed sword and make face murder. Sometimes you just gotta do a little face murder. Even if they ghosts and technically don't actually have faces. Alright, well, we need to go up there to get a hero point. Another one of the rather challenging hero points that you've got in this starting map. Swapping weapons completed. 4 XP. Yep, all right. This guy evidently felt that he had to, you know, chime in just because he's a captain, I guess.
I feel strong.
I think there's a veteran up there as well. Yeah, veteran mage. So we got the veteran captain down here, and then the veteran mage up there to get the hero point.
Destroy them here!
I will commune with this place of power. I have communed with this place of power. Oh, I never realized there was like this little side entrance you can use if you have a mount. Well, it's kind of cheating. I'm fine with cheating.
That's how it's done.
Not sure how what's done, but that's how it's done. For some value of it. Let's turn in these Ascalonian battle plans, which I'm sure they're up to date. After all, it's not like the ghosts have been dead for centuries or anything. Ding 16. Alright, we missed POI. Where did we miss the POI? I know there's one we missed way back at the beginning. That one, not far away at all. I just missed it and then missed it again. And was continuing to miss it even as I looked for it. Alright, time remaining 54 seconds. As long as I can get some wax in on some mobs. If any more mobs show up. Looks like the mobs are going to show up.
For the record, you've been struck.
Yep, that's will be more than enough for me to get full credit for this event, I expect. And I'll let the others deal with it and get their XP as well. New pants, but not as good as the pants I'm currently wearing. Unsurprisingly, I make my current pants look good. Good night, Nod Knox. Catch the rest on VOD. You do love the feral look of the race, but the Hunchback, it sort of kills fashion. It does kill a lot of the best fashion choices. Most of my characters, or I should say the largest percentage of any of the races are human. Norns look almost as good in a lot of cases. The Sylvari look very good, although I can't stand the way the Sylvari look outside of the way they wear their non-Sylvari attire. They're sort of slender model types. A little bit, you know. Just think English fashion model kind of vibe. So they can, you know, try to pull off the sort of slender English Bowie vibe kind of thing. There is fashion that looks good on the Char, but a lot of it doesn't look anywhere near as good, let's say.
New prey.
There's a POI in here that is difficult to get to if this gate isn't open. So it may take me a minute or two to hit the right hot spot.
I make a pretty good team.
My experience, if I remember correctly, is that it's easier to do on the bunny.
Run for now. I will find you.
Nope, not yet. Try a few more times. All right, fine. We'll just knock the damn gate down then. Okay, well now it's open. There. You all satisfied now? Now I'm just going to have to whoop all y'all. They've got 2 veteran hunters. I'm not happy about that. All right, you jerk. This is not going optimally.
I feel strong.
A lot of button pressing. Some of it was mashing, granted. I will admit, some of it was mashing. There's another veteran ogre, so, yeah. Just go out here and kill regular little ogres. You know, the cute ones. Technically, none of them are cute. Sorry to any ogre lovers we might have in the crowd this evening. I'm doing a pretty decent job of mashing. We are now 81% done with the map. I'm certainly mashing the buttons. Taking on 2 veterans. I mean, it is indicative of how much better of a player I am now than I used to be. That I would even consider taking on 2 veterans at the same time, one of them ranged. Now, I'm not saying I'm good. Man, am I better. New shoulders. And I would like to thank Wooden Potatoes for making me a better player.
Someone needs to destroy those
like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even longer now, he put out a series of videos with builds for the open world and story, where he'd spend like an hour on each build and another hour before talking about the factors that went into his choices and recommendations for non-directly build stuff. And he would talk about what the build was and why the pieces worked together, and the why things worked together finally made me understand about the synergies in this game just a whole lot better. And I became it wasn't just that I had better builds. It was that I understood what made the builds better and knew how to play them. Well, for most of them. There were a couple that were really simple, straightforward builds. The pistol thief, which is still solid, and the other was the flamethrower engineer. But understanding what made the builds good made me a way better player than I had previously been. Thank you, Wooden Potatoes. My guess is I had, 600 or 800 hours in the game at the time. I liked it. I'd come back for expansions and whatnot, but I was never very good. I didn't really get a lot of the combat. But his series of videos, since then I have an additional, 3,800 hours in the game, because I enjoy it so much more now that I have a decent idea of what the hell I'm doing.
I feel
Strong. Thank you, WP. I've defeated 50 out of 50 enemies. Now, one of these guys needs one of those things. I don't want to use his contraption. God damn it! Hold on, I exited out of the game because I'm a dope. Pardon me. Because I'm a dope. Seriously. That's some quality doping. Alright, back with Caraxus Scritbane. Not Scritbrain. That's an entirely different thing. I got... Scritbrain is what... did it again. Is what the Inquest call you. At one of the Asura points. What the hell? Don't stop with the following. Are these eggs helpful? There. Anything else I can do? There, jeez. Major kicks. Oh, I don't know if you could hear those cracks. There was like 4 or 5 solid ones in there. Pardon me, I know you all enjoy looking at my torso and my bounteous booty when I do the laps. And now my sippy cup. Adult model.
I need a volunteer to test the scale chopper.
nice and lethal. I feel
strong. Invulnerability, seriously. Why do they hate me so? Invulnerability. That's right up there with the human warrior ghosts in there. Feels like 45 seconds of block. God damn it, I bit my lip again. Bit my lip a couple of days ago and I keep biting it. Not a fan. Just not a fan.
Embrace simplicity.
Right. If they don't just regenerate health, they also have invulnerability. Why doesn't their tooltip say that? Shouldn't it? I think it should. Heart complete. 86 complete done with the map. 86% done with the map. English am hard. Need to work on my English as a first language lessons for sure. Oh, there's something up there. Entering area. Ah, that's the JP. The jumping puzzle, for those of you who may not be Guild Wars 2 aficionados. Time your cup contains only energy drinks or strong coffee. Well, not an energy drink guy. I will drink coffee, personally. Then for most of my life, I wasn't a coffee guy either. Let's res this poor feller. And this poor feller.
Wheels keep turning.
Right. Destroy the plans. Why would we destroy the plans instead of, I don't know, picking them up and giving them to somebody?
One becomes two.
Seems like that would be a better plan. There's a character named Kissing Your Dad. They vanished before I could make out whether they were male or female. Little bit different context there, depending on which. Oh. Engineer and his toy. I just need some more separatists to annihilate. We're coming in for a strafing run. Sort of.
I feel
Strong.
strong.
Nope, that guy killed him before I could get to him and get a whack in. I am not a huge fan of hearts, especially where you have to wait for respawns on various and sundry things. Got a vista up here. I'll grab that. There we are. 8 night shift in a row, feeling energy drinks in your veins instead of normal weak human blood. Well, yeah. I mean, it's going to depend. For me, swing shift was perfect. I worked swing shift for years. Formally for a few years, and then continued to work those hours after. Because as an IT guy, I often needed to access game systems. systems, either when the people weren't using them, or when the people were out of the office entirely. So late at night was the time I did a lot of my work. But if you're not used to it, absolutely. I know that when I was forced to go back to working days, I had some major sleep issues with that. That was a long time ago. Before I became an old man, spoiler, I am an old man. Not sure how that happened. I'm going to have my people look into it. Spoiler, I don't have any people. What do we got? We are 92% done. We have 2 waypoints, 2 hearts, and a POI. Well, we know that one of the hearts and the waypoint's up here. Can't remember if there's a POI here or not. Don't think so. But we're going to fix the malfunctioning equipment, which will give us a bunch of tar elementals to kill. Don't worry. We'll beat the tar out of them. Not a bad shift. Let you get a little bit of everything done. Yeah, I enjoyed it. For years I was working. Officially, the shift was 3 to 11, and then later on 2:30 to 11:30. Back when things used to be open 24 hours. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, my local grocery store used to be open 24 hours, and now it's not. But not so great when you get out and everything is closed. Yeah, yeah. Why is a tar elemental running away just because I'm beating it up? It's made out of tar. Even if I'm beating the tar out of it. Literally and metaphorically. Malfunctioning equipment. And that's the heart and a level. Level 18. Alright, so we are now 95% done. 1 POE, I know where the POI. I know where the POI is. It's there. There's the waypoint. Quiet down there. My tummy is talking to me. Not in the most affectionate manner. That's the waypoint. So, heart and POI. We know where the heart is. I mean, where the POI is. We don't know where the heart is yet. I didn't finish off the very first one. I honestly didn't finish off the very first one. That feels silly. On the other hand, it'll be taken care of pretty quickly. Oh, let me stomp this mound. That's it. Someone else can take care of the worm. I just needed to kick a mound one more time. And then the last POI is over here, and we'll finish off. Map completion, and that'll be about a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 chance for a key. We'll get a key next week when we do the first story chapter. We'll save that. That is the map completion. Here we go. No key. I was going to say God hates me, but the Char killed their gods. At least according to the initial character selection storyline thingy. Trident of Agony.
More for me.
And that'll replace the Mighty Trident. And that's not as good as what I'm currently using. Into town we'll go. The Black Citadel. We'll sell our crap.
I've got what you need.
I got what you need. Right, we don't want to do that. Grab the waypoint there, one that's closest to the Imperator's core. So, tomorrow, I will be, I hope, back and working on a next map completion. It'll be the human starting map. Normally when I'm leveling a character, I do the first 3 starting maps, whichever the race is, the human, the Norn, and then I might do a third, if they're initially human or Norn. I normally skip the Silvarius. That's the worst starting map in the game, and it's not even close. It's got like 4 underwater hearts, and that's not fun. Right, in 3 more levels, we'll get our access to our first specialization. Can't remember off the top of my head. Whichever one has the faster cooldown for greatswords, I'll have to go through that. I'm going to check and see what else we've got in Volume 1. We need to talk to one more scout. That's easy. We use an emote. Gosh. That was worth about 2/10 of a level. And where are we at in Volume 2? Rallying from a down state once. I can do that by just getting something down to low health and then letting it down me, and I finish it. Blind die, I've done that a bunch of times already. Why it didn't register, don't know. World bosses are challenging events. There is no world boss in the Char starting zone, sadly. We'll have to earn 10 crafting levels. That'll also get the crafting items. Completing events. A bank tab. completing the story chapters, gathering crafting materials. That's got to be particular nodes. I guess I haven't done that since I finished off the first adventure guide volume. So those are all worth XP, and often very large chunks of XP. We like it chunky. Did I say that out? I did, didn't I? But I'm going to end it here for the evening. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with more of our new hero, Caraxes Scritbane. As we'll continue his adventures, probably in the human starting map, maybe some in the Norn. And then we'll probably move to Brisbane and maybe Fields of Ruin after that. And then next week, probably on Monday, we'll run him through the first chapter of the story, maybe the first few chapters. That'll get us at least one key if we go through chapter 4, if we're high enough level by then, which we should be. That will give us another key. I like keys, what can I say? But I am going to call it here. Again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I hope the rest of your Thursday, isn't it? Isn't it Thursday? It's not Thursday yet. It's Wednesday. The rest of your Wednesday, goes great. I should be back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Good night, all.